swear you'll never see anything like this ever again. Stupendous!
Hello everyone and welcome to FPL Insights, your home of everything fantasy football related. My name is Harry and this is my new channel where I'm going to be covering everything related to the website fantasypremierleague.com. A bit about myself: I've played fantasy football for many years, always doing well, so I can share my insight and what I've learned to make you a better fantasy football player. And everything from game week previews to game week reviews, injury updates and players to watch, that sort of thing. So right away we'll go into this week's preview, which is game week 12. So on screen right now you can see my team for this upcoming game week. Just a quick rundown of it. We've got Ben Foster in goal, Cesar Azpilicueta, Phil Jones, Nacho Monreal and Ben Mee in the defence, Leroy Sané, Mohamed Salah, Christian Eriksen and Richarlison in the midfield, and a top two of Romelu Lukaku and Harry Kane. A rundown of this game week. We've just gone past the international break and obviously had some good players performing in that. My team isn't really based around who did well in that. We actually not even made a free transfer this game week. For the captaincy role, I've gone with Harry Kane. He's got Arsenal away. It's a tough fixture, but I picked Harry Kane because there's quite a rundown of him not doing well in the little games, so to speak, against Crystal Palace and the likes of Burnley, and he always does well in the big games. So even though Lukaku has that home fixture against Newcastle, I feel with the way Arsenal are playing at the moment and the way Kane performs in big games, he'll be a big point scorer this week. So we've got Kane with the captaincy. Another player that I actually put in for David Silva was Leroy Sané. It was somewhat of a knee-jerk move. Sané had scored 3 games consecutively, and the game week that I put him in, which was last game week, he's actually not done. He didn't do anything. So he's got an away fixture at Leicester. With the way City are performing at the moment, I'm confident he'll score me some points. So a little interesting fact about Sané is he's actually gone up 0.2 million in the last 2 game weeks. Even though he only got 2 points, I believe, in his last fixture, his price still went up due to a lot of people getting him in. So he's 8.9 million now. I think the reason a lot of people get him in, as you can see from these fixtures on screen, he's got obviously Leicester away, as we discussed, Huddersfield away, Southampton at home, West Ham at home, and then the Manchester derby. These upcoming 4 games are definitely game weeks in which you're not crazy to captain Sané. He's proven that he's a threat going forward for City, and I would say he's definitely one of the most reliable forwards to get in the game. So a player I'd like to bring to your attention is Ben Mee. He's a defender for Burnley. Really solid option to put in the defence, especially for 4.5 million. Only selected by 8.2% of teams. The reason he's good is because he's a bonus point machine. He's always picking up 3 bonus points. He actually got a clean sheet and picked up 3 bonus points last week, which gave him 9 points on my side. As you can see his upcoming fixtures here on screen, we've got Swansea this game week, a tough fixture against Arsenal at home, so I wouldn't be surprised if there's no clean sheet for him in that game. But if you're looking after that, there's all fixtures in which he can easily bag a clean sheet. Bournemouth away, Leicester away and Watford at home. So if you're looking for a defender to get in, and you don't want to go for the quality options, so to speak, like Azpilicueta, the ones over 6 million, Ben Mee is definitely a solid choice this game week. So going on to my next player that I want to look at is someone that is looked on or relied on heavily by a lot of teams, as we can see. He's picked by 12.5% of people. It's Ben Foster. Now the reason I have problems with Foster at the moment is because, as you can see, he's not the West Brom defence hasn't kept a clean sheet since game week 5. And that's concerning. I mean, his form is a 1.5 at the moment, and looking at his upcoming fixtures, he's got Chelsea and Spurs. So even though I have him in this game week, it's either him or Rob Elliott, as you can see. So I've not really got the best goalkeeper choice this week. Ben Foster is someone that's relied on heavily in fantasy football. He's usually a solid choice, but West Brom had more success with clean sheets at the start of the season, so you might want to look for alternative options. Nick Pope maybe is a great idea. Burnley's doing really well at the defence at the moment, so yeah, maybe Foster out is a good option. So another player who could potentially be very good this game week is Richarlison. Richarlison has been on the increase for the last few game weeks. A lot of people have finally realised he's a very good point scorer for his price, almost like Mahrez was a few seasons ago. He's at the moment he's 6.4 million. Obviously started out as 6 at the beginning of the season. His last week they played Everton. Richarlison, I believe he got an assist. No, sorry, it was a goal. So he scored, and he also could have got the assist because he won the penalty in the last minute, of which cleverly missed. So Richarlison's definitely someone that I would get in. As you can see, his next upcoming fixtures on screen are West Ham and Newcastle. 2 tough games after that, but for the price Richarlison is, he's almost better value for money than some of the better forwards. So if you're looking for a cheap forward to get in so you can allow better quality players in other positions, Richarlison is definitely someone to consider. So my next feature of this preview is a feature that I like to call Clean Sheet of the Week. Along with this and One to Watch, it's going to be a recurring theme on this channel. For my Clean Sheet of the Week this week, we're going to go with Burnley. They have a home fixture against Swansea, as I discussed when I spoke about Ben Mee. I believe Swansea actually had 2 wins over Burnley last year, but the way Swansea are struggling this year, I don't see that recurring this year. Burnley have got a really solid defence, as I mentioned, Nick Pope as well. I see this being an easy victory. Well, not easy, but I don't see Burnley conceding in this fixture. So for that reason, Burnley defence is definitely one to have this weekend. And now we'll move on to the next feature, which is the One to Watch. An unusual one this week, only selected by 1.9% of teams. Despite that, he's had very good form over the last 2 game weeks. It's Glenn Murray. Glenn Murray is a Premier League veteran, so to speak, playing for Brighton as a forward. He actually hadn't scored a goal all season until game week 9. He picked up 2 goals in a 3-0 away win over West Ham. Gave him 13 points that game week, as you can see. And then his last 2 games, he's nicked a goal in both. I've gone with Glenn Murray because of their home fixture against Stoke. It's a really winnable game for Brighton, I believe. And so yeah, if you're looking for a budget forward to stick in, definitely this week go with Glenn Murray at only 5.8 million. So that wraps up this game week 12 preview. Just showing you my on-screen stats right now for this season. An overall points of 644 and an overall rank of 37,000 out of 5,350,000. So doing well so far. Hopefully the tips that I've gave you for this game week can mean you have a good game week. With Kane as captain and the players I have around him, I'm confident this will be a high scoring one. Thank you for watching the video. Please support this channel if you can. Leave some feedback. Do you agree with my selections or not? And all the best. Thank you very much.